Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to the predictions and breakdowns. Today we're taking a look at UFC Fight Night, Corey Sandhagen versus Davison Figueiredo, which is taking place on Saturday, May the 3rd, 2025, starting at 7 p.m. EST. We're going to be starting off with the prelims and ending with the main event. Let's get down and dirty, boys. Unfortunately, I will not be here for the live this weekend. I may possibly, I'm not too sure yet. I do have a buddy's birthday that I do not want to miss. This will be the first live I miss in a year and a half or 2 years. My bad. We will try to make it up to you guys at some point with a nice video or something. It is what it is. I can't really miss his birthday. He wouldn't miss mine. I gotta stay true to what that is. First on the prelim opener, Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrovic. We're going Ivana Petrovic. Juliana Miller is just terrible. She's 3-3 inside the UFC. Did lose to Veronica Hardy. Veronica Hardy has improved as a fighter as a whole, so I can see why she lost there. But getting knocked out by Luana Santos isn't exactly how you want to start off 2023. And Ivana Petrovic is a really, really good kickboxer. She's pretty nasty, has a lot of good knockouts in and of her own. I think in this situation, Petrovic is going to be able to get a finish over Juliana Miller. Miller just has been looking worse and worse over the years. She has short range for 125. She's 5'7", doesn't have the length with it, and unfortunately, she doesn't really improve. She's 3-3. She really shouldn't be inside the UFC. She should be somewhere in the amateur situation coming up. Just because she has the grappling does not mean that you're going to be able to just run through the UFC. It's not how it works anymore. You have to be a complete fighter or you have to get out. And Ivana Petrovic is pretty complete. She has good takedown defense. She has good submissions too from her back. And she does have the striking to just take Miller out. I'm going with Ivana Petrovic all day. Juliana Miller should retire off of this or at least get out of the UFC. You're kind of seeing a huge, dude, you're 28 years of age. You should be winning a lot more. You should be winning all of your fights realistically. She's got a lot of submissions over girls inside EBI rules and stuff. I'd like to see her, put some striking together. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen with her. Next on the prelims, Dontel Meza versus Thomas Peterson, or Peterson, whatever. Lord Kong. Now, I have a big problem with Dontel Meza. His grappling is laughable at best. He doesn't have any whatsoever. He was able to defeat Kyle Machado, who's just kind of a stand-up guy, was able to just outgas him. Thomas Peterson is actually pretty good. He has some really good wins inside the LFA. Did take an amateur, what would you say, record up to 5-0 before he did make the decision to turn pro. He did become LFA champion before transitioning to what did he transition to? He was 250 here. Did he take too long? What am I missing here? Oh, I guess he vacated the belt. Did get knocked out by Waldo Cortez Acosta. I mean, we know who Waldo is now. Has projected a couple guys inside the UFC. We also do know of Jamal Pogues and Shamil Gazif, who he took on inside the UFC. Bit of a problem being Jamal Pogues is kind of shitty. Did beat Hamdi Abdel-Wahab, but he's also terrible. And then lost to Shamil Gazif by knockout. That's a little bit worrisome, but Shamil Gazif is a big boy. I think in this situation, Dontel Meza doesn't really have the power to get it done. I think more or less Thomas is going to be able to utilize some clinch work, push Dontel against the cage, and just use the exploitation in Meza's game and just kind of win a long decision. It's going to be unfortunate to watch. It's going to be one of the worst fights on the card, I think. But I think Thomas is just a lot better than Dontel. Dontel's just really, really, really overweight. He does have really good range, but if you can't really use a jab with that range, what good are you? And he could have a really, really snappy jab if he wanted to. He's just choosing not to learn, I guess. I guess he just wants to exist as a brawler and just, half-ass everything in his life. Whatever, I guess. I mean, his MMA career, as you look at it, it's just kind of shitty. He's beaten mediocre guys his entire career. Every time he takes on a half-decent contender, he instantly loses. It's not. You start watching him, and he just falls off the face of the earth. He's just not that good, and I don't think he wins here. Thomas Peterson all the way. Next in the prelims, Gaston Bolaños versus Kwong Lee. We're taking Kwong Lee. Gaston Bolaños has a big problem with takedowns. He also has a big problem when it comes to guys who have high pressure. Kwong Lee is really good at keeping it in your face. He does have decent head movement. His last fight against Long Xiao, it did go pretty late. He did throw quite a lot. And that was a really, really heated battle between two guys who just gas tanks never end. And Kwong Lee unfortunately took the worst end of it. We just got hit in the head way too much, and just started getting rocked to the point where he couldn't really get out of the way. Gaston Bolaños is a guy who can get it done really, really quick. Just hasn't been able to get it together inside the UFC. If he's going to get it on anyone, it would have been on Cortavius Romeus, in my opinion. But Romeus was able to use the takedowns in order to get away from most of the power of Gaston. And I think in this situation, Kwong's going to be able to use his Muay Thai to get in, and he's going to be able to just get the takedowns that are going to win him the fight. Now, Gaston has gassed in the past. He does look really, really good throughout majority of the fight. It would seem, though, that Kwong Lee is the better striker, at least the more sophisticated striker. He does have the better kicks. Gaston does have some really, really nice hands. I just think in this situation, Kwong Lee is trying to make a jump. He has nothing to lose at this point because he will lose his UFC career if he loses. So he has to go out there and put it all on the line. And I think the hunger and the dog is king. Kwong Lee is going to get it done. Especially he's the bigger. He has longer reach, man. He's going to be able to out jab Gaston. Going to be able to keep him on the end of everything. And I think Kwong Lee puts it together. Gaston Bolaños, man. I don't know. Losing to Daniel Carey is fucking wild. Solo Hatley Jr. being able to win a split decision over you after looking like shit the whole fight, that's a big question mark. That's a big question mark, bro. And Cortavius Romeus, as we know, is a can. No good. We're going to see Kwong Lee overcome that, I think. Next on the prelims, Marina Rodriguez versus Jillian Robertson. It's not even close. Jillian Robertson is going to win by submission. Or however she wants. The grappling is just so significant for her in this situation. Marina Rodriguez can't stop a takedown to fucking save her life. Lucinda was able to get a takedown on her, and Marina Rodriguez looked like a toddler that was getting taken down. She also rocked Lucinda at one point and still got taken down. It's just a bad look. She got controlled for majority of the fight. She doesn't look good when she fights girls that have half-decent takedowns with half-decent stand-up. And Jillian Robertson's a girl who can crack. She can crack girls really, really well. She can at least stay on her feet with most women inside the UFC at 115. She does have the boxing to stay up. The Muay Thai is a little bit of a problem. The leg kicks are her hole in the game. But I think the takedowns here are so significant, and it's such a problem in Rodriguez's head that she's not going to be throwing the kicks. I think the takedowns are king, and Robertson gets an easy decision, if not submission, inside the distance. Dude, listen, she's 38 years of age. Rodriguez is on the way out of her career. She's on the tail end of it. 5 fights inside the last 3 years, and 4 of them being losses. 1 of them being a finish by knockout. Dude, you're on the end of it. It's kind of over. I think Jillian Robertson puts her away, gets her out of that top 10 position, and Robertson possibly retires Rodriguez this weekend. Yeah, it's looking pretty damn good. I think the Canadian gets it done. Let's go, baby. Next on the prelims, Azamat Bikoyev versus Ryan Loder. I'm going Bikoyev because when I watched him fight Zachary Reese, he was torching Reese through the guard. Now, Ryan Loder has half-decent takedowns. He's pretty good at taking dudes down and smacking the shit out of them. He's pretty good at mixing it up. He is the guy that fights for his family, more or less, so he kind of does have something to fight for. But Bikoyev is a Russian who doesn't give a shit. He walks forward. He doesn't care. Fights at American Top Team. Yeah, good luck. Truly good luck to Ryan Loder, because I don't know what the hell he's going to do. Because Bikoyev hits like a truck. He has really good takedown defense. He doesn't give a shit. The only guy that he's lost to in recent years is Rafael Heretic, whatever. It was a scarf hold. That's a little bit worrisome, because who's getting a fucking scarf hold inside MMA? Who fucking knows? It was ACA. Oh, Jesus. I don't think Ryan Loder is good enough on the ground to be able to take Bikoyev out. And Bikoyev has improved so much over the years that it's so hard to bet against him and to pick against him. Like, dude, the Dylan Budka split decision is a big question mark because of the takedowns. Like, Budka's ass. He should not even have gotten close to a split decision on that one. So, That's where a little bit of the worry comes in. If Ryan Loder treats him like he did Robert Valentin, it's going to be a little bit of a rough night. But I think Loder's going to get cracked early to where the takedowns just aren't there. I don't think his equilibrium is going to be there after the first round. He will be able to out-jab Bakoyev. Does have 4 inches of reach advantage, but I don't think it's enough. I think the power of Bakoyev is so significant in this fight. It brings up so much fucking worry for Ryan Loder. It's going to be a huge factor in the back of his head the whole time. I guess we're going to see if he can get it done. But I think Asmat Bakoyev gets it done inside distance, inside 1.5 rounds. Dude, I don't know. Ryan Loder is a decent fighter, dude. It's just he's 33 years of age. He's kind of old for getting into professional mixed martial arts. And his best win being Robert Valentin, who looked absolutely terrible against Torres Finney, who also looks absolutely horrendous because he has no stand-up whatsoever and he just wrestles. We'll see. Next on the prelims, Yana Santos versus Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate should be able to finish Santos inside the distance via submission. Her ground game is significant. Has been inside the game for a very long time. Used to be Strikeforce champion. And transitioned to the UFC, where she did unfortunately lose to Ronda Rousey via armbar. Also lost to Amanda Nunes after beating Holly Holm for the title. Yana Santos really shouldn't be inside the UFC anymore. Losing to Aspen Ladd in and of itself should just instantly cut you from the UFC. Losing to an old-ass Holly Holm, who's barely a kickboxer anymore because she can barely have the cardio. Dude, Jesus Christ. Like, Chelsea Chandler's your fucking most recent win. Yeah, we're going Miesha Tate all day. I'm glad she's back. I'm glad she's decided to make one more fight. I'm not sure if she's going to do another one after this. I think this is the end of her contract, if I'm not mistaken. She doesn't have the reach advantage, but I don't think the stand-up is going to be the portion of the fight we need to think about. I think it's going to be all grappling, all clinch work, and Miesha Tate flourishes in that situation. I think she gets it done. I think she gets it done inside distance. Yana Santos is just kind of especially when it comes to the ground, dude. Like, she lost, where was the rear naked choke? Tonya Evinger. Like, Evinger is way, way, way worse on the ground than Miesha Tate ever was. So I think she gets it done. Let's go. Let's go, Miesha. Cupcake, you're back. I can't believe she's still fighting, dude, honestly. It's kind of late for a woman to be fighting. No, 38 years of age, almost 39. What was... I'm trying to think. Roxanne Modafferi is, what, 39 when she quit? Maybe 38? I'm not sure. You can go long. I mean, Angela Hill's 40, almost 41. That's insane. Next on the... Oh, that was the featured prelim, Miesha Tate, Yana Santos. Oh, my God. Where are we? Iowa? Sorry, Iowa. Next, to start off the main card, Jeremy Stephens versus Mason Jones. And listen, it's not because these girls are... Well, it's because Yana Santos is terrible. Miesha Tate's not that bad, but getting a Hall of Famer for your fucking featured prelim who's almost 40. Jesus, hopefully she gets a finish. Start off the main card, Jeremy Stephens versus Mason Jones. Now, I was thinking Jeremy Stephens all week. Now, there's a big problem. There's a big problem. Mason Jones is a disgusting wrestler. He is really, really, really good at wrestling. And he's able to just knock dudes out because of his wrestling. Like, he just gasses dudes out to the point where they don't want to fight with him anymore. Mike Davis was able to figure him out. Ludovic Klein was able to figure it out, but I don't think... I don't know if Stephens is going to be able to figure this out, man. Like, the most recent win Stephens has is Miles Price. Like, good for you. Dude who's 11 and fucking 9. Like, whatever. He lost to Gamrot super quick. Clay Collard super quick. Or, not super quick. The decision, sorry. I meant Calvin Qatar within a round and a half. You know, like, these are big problems, dude. Like, Jose Aldo, body shot. Do you remember that? The Josh Emmett knockout's good. Doo-Ho Choi was on a bit of a streak where he was losing everything. The knockouts inside bare knuckle are nice, but, like, this isn't bare knuckle, man. This is different. And Mason Jones is different. This is really different. And I think Jones beats the shit out of Jeremy Stephens. And I think Jeremy Stephens is just supposed to retire inside the UFC and just get, like, some, like, video. It's what it seems like, because everyone that's been retiring recently has been getting these nice videos. You know, they get this nice send-off and all this. Stephens maybe deserves it. I mean, he has that whole thing with McGregor, hardest hitting 145er, whole shtick. He's been inside the UFC since 2008. it's nice to get a little bit of a send-off, but I think he gets his ass whooped by Mason Jones. There's always a chance that Stevens cracks him. He has nice kicks. He has nice uppercuts. His fucking hands are still deadly. Again, he did bare-knuckle boxing, still boxing, but the worry of the takedown is where Stevens is going to get fucked. Like, there's no way Mason Jones doesn't take him down early, and there's no way Stevens is able to hang on the ground with him. Jones is probably going to get a submission or a knockout. We'll see, but Stevens is kind of out of his fucking lead here, man. We're almost 39 years of age. You gotta give it up, bro. Next on the main card, Cameron Smotherman versus Sari City. We're going City. Smotherman's nice, man, but Jake Hadley, you got him on short notice, yeah, sure. But City, you know, beats Ramon Tavares twice in a row, and yes, twice in a row, I say, because Tavares did not win that fucking second fight. No chance. Garrett Armfield was a good win. Now, Mateo Vogel loss, that's a bit of an issue. The takedowns were just too much for him. Cameron Smotherman is just really, really good with the range. But City outranges him. He's a very, very tall 135, man. He's 5'11", almost 6 foot, 72 inches of reach. Looks really, really good with the jabs and stuff. Looks really nice usually inside the first round and a half. And that's where Smotherman looked really good against Jake Hadley. Was just able to outpiece him up. And I think City here is just able to take it deeper. He's a guy who looks complete. He's got the ground game. He's got submissions off of his back and shit. There we go. Had to go help my sister or something. It is what it is. Like I was saying, he has submissions off of his back. Again, just the more complete fighter. He just looks better than Smotherman. Smotherman looked good on short notice. He was a big underdog against Jake Hadley, but again, the loss of Grigoro is a bit of an issue in my eyes because Grigoro is not that good, and the takedowns were there. For Grigoro, his entire career, he always got taken down. He wasn't really a guy who you could... You know, like if you mixed up on him, he wasn't a guy that was gonna win. Like, it just wasn't a fact. And unfortunately, Sari City is a guy who's got it all. And Smotherman only really looked good on the ground against guys who look like shit, like 4'9". You know, like Mando Gutierrez. Yeah, good for you. You knocked him out. Dude's in PFL, like winning against bums. Like lost to Cody Gibson inside the Ultimate Fighter. Fucking quick too. Raul Rosas Jr. exposed him inside the Contender Series. Sari City, I think, is going to pass this test with flying colors. I think this is a really, really good test for both guys, but I think City in this situation is just going to be the better fighter. I think he gets it done. Smotherman, again, we don't know too much about Smotherman still. We don't know too much about how well his coaches adapt to some situations, so we're going to see if he's able to figure it out against City. I don't think he does. City does look a little bit worse for wear inside the third round or in the later stages of it, but I think the first 2 rounds go to City. I think he looks good. I think maybe he drops Smotherman. I think he just outboxes him. Smotherman was able to get through Jake Hadley because Hadley's a small bantamweight. He just isn't. He isn't a guy that should be a bantamweight. Should be a bit of a flyweight. I mean, he is pretty fucking skinny. Did move to what? I think he moved to PFL now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was able to get a Scottish twister on Matthew Mateos. Pretty good win. Again, looks like an undersized bantamweight. I'm not sure why he's still fighting at that weight, but like I was saying, City by decision. I think, well, you know what? No, this is going to be inside distance. City by submission or KO. Next on the main card, Montel Jackson versus Daniel Marcos. Daniel Marcos has been hurt by worse guys, or excuse me, lesser guys. I thought Yanis won that fight. Arichi Long, unintentional groin strike. He kind of pussied out of that fight, it seemed like to me. What was the other one, too? Davey Grant split decision. I thought he lost that fight as well. Now, these are a lot of fights that Daniel Marcos, in my opinion, should have lost. I think the judges were wrong those nights, except for the groin strike. You know, it is what it is. I'm not him. Maybe the groin strike is bad. Being kicked in the dick sucks. Yes, I agree. And especially these guys are professional fighters. Kicked in the dick by them is not exactly fun. Montel Jackson, though, he did beat up a fucking child-looking Damon Blackshear in the feet. He did beat up Yaya, who's kind of shit. You know, JP Buys, Julio Ars, Ars is a little bit better, I guess, of a win than most of these guys on his record. But the problem being, Daniel Marcos can last sometimes, and I feel like Montel Jackson needs a knockout. I think he's going to get it. I'm going to be picking Montel Jackson to get a knockout against Daniel Marcos, but Jackson is going to need to stay away from Marcos because the clinch is going to kill Jackson. The clinch is where he loses everything. The knees are not there. His Muay Thai is not as good as Marcos. The boxing is where Montel Jackson fucking flourishes. He flourishes so quick. The 1-2, he's got range. He's got 76 inches of reach at 5'10". This dude's a bantamweight with 76 inches or 75.5 inches of reach. That is ridiculous. He will be putting Marcos to bed with jabs all night. And Montel Jackson knows how to use it well. He uses his boxing significantly better than most people do inside the UFC. Slips well. Fights inside the pocket like I've never seen before. Damon Jackson went out, 18 seconds or something? There you go, 18 seconds. 3 minutes for Yaya. He's been improving. He looks better. He looks like he fucking flourishes in these deep situations where he's got a lot of pressure on him. Daniel Marcos having a donut. I think he wants to make it a churro. Let's take Montel Jackson via KO. Next on the main card, Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Daniel Rodriguez. Now, I did look back. I was going to be picking D-Rod. We're pick flipping here. Santiago Ponzinibbio has a good 1-2 down the pipe. He does have good range. Rodriguez does outrange him by an inch, but Ponzinibbio pushes forward consistently, and he doesn't really stay off the guys that he's fighting. Now, he does have a bit of a problem with being on the center line, but as does Daniel Rodriguez. He doesn't move his head as well. The 1-2 is there. Daniel Rodriguez, when he throws a strike, stays inside the pocket, and when Santiago Ponzinibbio throws a hook, it will be available to get hit, or it will be... Oh my God. Rodriguez will be available to get hit. There we go. We're losing the words here. Yeah, Rodriguez is going to be inside the pocket consistently. Machado Gary was able to fake a hot... what was he faking? He was faking a step-in jab. He faked it 3 times in a row, threw a right high kick right behind the head of Daniel Rodriguez, and he had, by the way, it wasn't the fastest high kick. He had a lot of time to block it. Just wasn't able to see it. He does get caught quite often. Kelvin Gastelum was clipping him with 1-2s, was clipping him with hooks, was able to put the pressure on him and just force him against the cage, making him lose every single round. The takedowns were also available because Rodriguez was too worried about the stand-up at one point. He had too much respect for Kelvin that he just got taken down. He was just eating double legs, forcing him to get back up, and he was getting gassed. He did not win that fight. Didn't even get close to it, and Kelvin Gastelum's fat, overweight at 170, so, I think this was actually at 185, right? Yeah, this was at 185, because Kelvin can't make weight. Santiago Ponzinibbio in this situation, though, they're both 38 years of age. I think Ponzinibbio has a little bit more power. I think he takes Daniel Rodriguez out. I think his power is legit. He did lose to Michel Pereira via decision, which is blasphemy. He did also lose to Jeff Neal via split decision due to the fact that the outboxing of Jeff Neal is just ridiculous. He's just got hands of steel, legit. Daniel Rodriguez does have some good power, dude, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to put it together against Ponzinibbio, especially at the later stages of his career, maybe 3 years ago. Now, I'm not so sure. We're going to move on next to the co-main event of the evening, Renier de Ridder versus Bo Nickel. Again, if you guys have enjoyed this so far, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. We're going Bo Nickel, a lot more explosive than de Ridder. A lot of people that are picking de Ridder are blinded by the fact that he's fought shitty fighters. Kevin Holland, in my opinion, is a half-decent fighter. He hasn't really beat high-level names. He also never really takes himself serious. He also never really puts in the work. Read into it. Gerald Meerschaert, terrible. Good submission artist. That's all he's got. Lost to Anthony Melican, who also looked like shit against Umar Kane, and Umar Kane is nothing special. Only beating old bums. Just bums. Just old bums. I think Renier de Ridder gets finished here. I think Bo Nickel beats the shit out of him. I think the stand-up with Bo Nickel... Listen, the takedown defense of Bo Nickel is significant. It's very significant. And Renier de Ridder is not taking the donut off of Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel is a prospect that they have slowly gotten into the UFC. He has slowly been given better and better testaments. This is a testament that he's going to pass with flying colors. He's literally being given all of the shitty grapplers inside the division. Paul Craig, literally. By the way, when I mean by shitty grapplers, shitty fighters who are grapplers. Like, they are not fantastic. Renier de Ridder is nothing special. He's not. He's good on the ground. Paul Craig, good on the ground. Cody Brundage. Guys, guess what? Cody Brundage is a guy who gets knockouts. Wow. Guess what else he does? He wrestles. Val Woodburn. Guess what he does? Wrestles. Like, that's where these guys started off their careers. This dude was a wrestler, if I'm not mistaken. No? Florida State? I'm pretty sure, I'm 90% sure that's where Jamie Pickett, or not Jamie Pickett, Val Woodburn come from. Jamie Pickett, absolute ass. He's just terrible everywhere. He's a low-level striker that they threw him to. I guess Val Woodburn also would be a low-level striker that they threw him to, but I'm pretty sure Woodburn also has a wrestling background. Cody Brenich is a guy who can do both shittily, and Paul Craig is a guy who can shittily strike with you and then get knocked out on his feet, which, by the way, Bo Nickel really should have been able to knock him out. I think next fight Bo Nickel knocks, which is this fight, I think Ritter goes out. I think he goes out cold. All right? Fuck Ranier de Ritter. Doesn't deserve him to be inside the UFC. Wins the one championship against absolute just bums and thinks he can walk into the UFC and own it. Get out of here. Bo Nickel to top 15. Let's go. Next on the main event, Corey Sandhagen versus Davison Figueiredo. Listen, I cannot confidently pick Corey Sandhagen. That is why I'm not picking him. We're going Davison Figueiredo as a +3. God damn it. And there we go. We're back. We realized that we had our mic muted that whole time and talked for 5 minutes and didn't get anything done. We're back now. Like I was saying, Davison Figueiredo, I'm picking him because I can't confidently pick Corey Sandhagen. You know, when you look back at his career, Aljamain Sterling, that test that he was given after getting a lot of wins in a row through LFA and UFC, gets torched instantly. A minute 30, choked out. TJ Dillashaw, split decision. Really shouldn't be getting a split decision against TJ Dillashaw, who's having shoulder problems. Can't really get through a good training camp and kind of looked like shit for most of his career. You know, he popped his shoulder on that fight too, if I'm not mistaken. Petr Yan, you know, gets victories on everyone, but Petr Yan did kind of dominate Corey Sandhagen. He didn't dominate Davison Figueiredo as much as people might think. Davison Figueiredo had a tough fight against Petr Yan, was able to stand and bang with him, was able to get hurt Petr Yan to the body, was able to drop him, if I'm not mistaken, inside the 4th or 5th round, was able to force some pressure against Petr Yan and just like be all over top of him. Now, Davison Figueiredo has won against Marlon Vera, Cody Garbrandt, Rob Font. When you look at the Marlon Vera win, now Corey Sandhagen split decision. Shouldn't have been a split decision, we all know that, but again, split decision. Made it close enough that someone thought somehow Cheeto won. Rob Font, unanimous decision. Again, Rob Font looks actually half decent right now at 135. I'm not going to lie. He looks pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie. He against Jean Matsumoto, he looks pretty damn good. He misses weight, but it is what it is. Now, against Umar Nurmagomedov, couldn't get anything done. Just too good of a mix-up artist is Umar Nurmagomedov. Davison Figueiredo can stand and bang, and he can take you down. He is shorter than Corey Sandhagen. He is missing 6 inches of height, but he has the arm length at 68 inches. He's only missing 2 inches there. The double legs are going to be there. The clinch work's going to be there. Davison Figueiredo's leg kicks are nasty. He's got a lot of mix-up ability. He's got the takedowns. The wrestling is beautiful. You know, the boxing is awesome. The body work from Davison Figueiredo is going to fuck Sandhagen up. The cardio is going to be in question. Davison Figueiredo on a main event, man, he's been in this situation before. A championship status. Corey Sandhagen, this is a real test for him. Like Figgy, maybe this is a test for Figgy in a lot of people's eyes. This is a test for Corey Sandhagen. Are you gonna mess up again against the grappler? Are you gonna mess up again against a guy who can submit everybody? We don't know. Alex Perez getting caught in a guillotine instantly by fucking Figgy should instigate. He can get on anyone. Corey Sandhagen moving in and getting caught in a guillotine is a real situation. In clinch work too. Be aware, because the submissions off of the back of Figueiredo are a lot more dangerous than Corey Sandhagen on top of you, and it's very obvious that that's how it is. Figgy is going to be pressuring Sandhagen all night. Pressure is not Sandhagen's friend. He does not deal well with it, and Figgy's not going to give up. Even if he gets cracked, he will move forward. He will consistently move forward and look for a more advantageous position, regardless of what's going on. Even if he gets cracked, even if he gets hurt, even if the takedowns aren't working, he will keep moving forward. He will keep looking for them, and he'll keep trying to give Corey Sandhagen a hard time. I love Corey Sandhagen. He is a lot more of my favorite fighter than Davison Figueiredo, but I do not think he's able to get it done. I do think Figueiredo wins as a big underdog. That's all I got for you guys this week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you have not already. Again, I am not the highest pick percentage for the main events, but I cannot confidently pick Corey Sandhagen as a minus 450. It's just not available. He doesn't deserve to have that tag. It should be minus 200 at best. Make sure place your bets accordingly. Again, hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Unfortunately, I will not see you for the live. Maybe I will. We'll see. Have a good week. I'll see you for the best bets tomorrow. Peace.